Top 10 places in the world that look like paintings. Here's something wild. Scientists estimate that less than 5% of the Earth's landscapes have been photographed in high resolution. That means the world is still full of untouched beauty, hidden corners, and surreal scenery that most of us will only ever dream about. And some of these places, they look like someone dipped a brush in magic and painted them into existence. From pastel-colored cliffs to swirling desert sands that mimic Van Gogh's strokes, nature sometimes does what no artist could ever quite replicate. Today, we're exploring 10 places so visually striking, they look like they've leapt right off a canvas. Whether you're an armchair traveler or a globetrotter hungry for your next destination, prepare to be absolutely blown away. Zhangye Danxia, landform China. Imagine standing inside a massive oil painting where the mountains are striped with every shade of red, yellow, and orange. That's exactly what it feels like when you gaze at the Zhangye Danxia landform in China. This geological masterpiece was formed over 24 million years through red sandstone deposits layered like a rainbow cake, then sculpted by wind and rain into surreal shapes. The challenge? It's located in a relatively remote region of Gansu province, far from China's tourist hotspots. And while tourism has picked up, some visitors still find the journey long and the infrastructure lacking. But once you're there, it's as if Photoshop came to life, without the need for a single filter. Provence lavender fields, France. If Monet ever painted a fragrance, it would probably look like the rolling lavender fields of Provence. Stretching across southern France like giant purple brushstrokes, these blooms create an intoxicating mix of color and scent that turns the countryside into a living painting during the summer months. But here's the catch. Timing is everything. Peak bloom only lasts from late June to mid-July, and if you're even a week off, you might miss the show entirely. There's also growing concern about over-tourism, with some farmers asking people not to trample their fields for Instagram shots. So, yeah, maybe don't lie down in the lavender for that dramatic reel. Lake Natron, Tanzania. Now this one's wild. Lake Natron in Tanzania is so vividly red it looks like a pool of liquid paint spilled by the gods. Its eerie crimson waters are caused by salt-loving microorganisms that thrive in the high alkaline lake, giving it an otherworldly appearance. Add in the backdrop of volcanic mountains and occasional flamingo flocks, and the whole scene looks like a surrealist painting that Salvador Dali forgot to sign. But don't let the pretty colors fool you. This lake is one of the harshest environments on Earth. The water can reach temperatures up to 60 DEC, 140 DFF, and its extreme alkalinity can actually calcify small animals. Yeah, this place literally turns birds into statues. So while it's fascinating and visually unforgettable, it's not exactly a picnic spot. Antelope Canyon, USA. Antelope Canyon in Arizona isn't just a canyon, it's a light show carved in stone. This narrow slot canyon is famous for its fluid, wave-like sandstone walls that glow orange and red as sunlight filters through narrow slits above. It's like walking through the palette of a desert dream. But because of its photogenic fame, it's also one of the most overvisited and regulated natural attractions in the US. You can't go without a Navajo guide, and you'll often be herded through in groups, camera shutters clicking nonstop. Still, none of that diminishes the jaw-dropping experience of watching beams of sunlight paint across the smooth, curved walls. Photographers, take note, midday tours are your best shot at capturing the iconic light beams, but you'll need to book well in advance. Cinque Terre, Italy. Cinque Terre is what happens when a watercolor artist dreams up a seaside village and then someone actually builds it. Perched on the rugged Italian Riviera, these 5 colorful villages cling to steep cliffs like they're defying gravity and logic, with bright facades that look painted by hand, narrow alleys and boats bobbing below like toys in a bathtub. The entire area feels like stepping into a whimsical postcard. The downside? It's no secret, tourism has exploded here, leading to concerns about overcrowding and even limiting the number of hikers on some of the coastal trails. If you want to truly enjoy it, go in the shoulder seasons, spring or late fall, and explore by foot or train instead of car. Salar de Uyuni, Bolivia. At first glance, Salar de Uyuni looks like someone hit pause on Earth and replaced it with a mirror. This massive salt flat, the largest in the world, transforms into a surreal reflection of the sky during the rainy season, making it one of the most jaw-dropping natural illusions on the planet. It's as if you're walking on a painting that reflects heaven itself. But let's be real, it's not the easiest place to reach. The high altitude, over 3,600 meters, can be brutal, and the terrain is remote. You'll likely need a 4x4 tour, and bathroom stops, let's just say, rustic. Still, the reward is extraordinary. From flamingos to geysers to cacti-covered islands, this place is full of wonders that feel like they belong on another planet. Plitvice Lakes National Park, Croatia. Imagine a cascading series of turquoise lakes and waterfalls framed by mossy cliffs and lush forests so pristine it looks like a Studio Ghibli film come to life. That's Plitvice Lakes in Croatia, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that somehow still feels like a secret garden. Wooden boardwalks wind over crystalline waters, giving you front-row seats to nature's own fantasy land. But with beauty this obvious comes the crowd. Especially in summer, the park can get so packed you'll feel like part of a tour group in an aquarium. Pro tip, arrive early, go off-season, or stay overnight nearby to explore early before the buses roll in. Ulingwan Scenic Area, China. Ever wondered what inspired the floating mountains in Avatar? Look no further than Wulinwan in Chinese Hunan province. With over 3,000 sandstone pillars rising like stone skyscrapers out of misty forest, the entire landscape looks airbrushed into a fantasy novel. It's not just beautiful, it's cinematic. The area is massive and includes Zhangjiajie National Forest Park, which has become more accessible thanks to new infrastructure, and that infamous glass bridge. Yes, the one that went viral for scaring the life out of everyone. But accessibility doesn't mean simplicity. The region is huge and often overwhelming for first-time visitors without a guide, and crowds can get intense. Chef Chaouen, Morocco. Tucked in the Rif Mountains of Morocco is Chef Chone, the blue pearl of the world. Nearly every building, doorway, and wall is painted in shades of indigo, cerulean, and sky blue, creating a dreamy, monochrome maze that looks more like a watercolor than a real town. There's something almost spiritual about the hue, originally used to ward off mosquitoes and symbolize the sky and heaven. While it's increasingly on the radar of savvy travelers, it's still far quieter than Morocco's big cities like Marrakech or Fez. That said, the narrow, hilly streets can be tough to navigate and it's easy to get lost, which honestly is half the fun. Be respectful when taking photos. This is a living town, not just a backdrop. Mount Roraima. Mount Roraima is one of those rare places that feels like the earth just gave up and started painting from imagination. Rising 9,000 feet straight up from the jungle floor, this flat-topped mountain, also known as a tepui, served as inspiration for the Lost World and even Up. Its vertical cliffs and mist-shrouded summit are covered in bizarre rock formations, rare plants, and jaw-dropping views that defy belief. But here's the deal. Getting there is a real expedition. It involves days of hiking, permits, and rough camping. Political instability in Venezuela also makes the region more complicated to access than it should be. Yet for those who make the journey, the reward is profound. A literal lost world that appears to have been painted by gods with a flair for the dramatic. If you were inspired, amazed, or just add a few spots to your bucket list, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe for more travel deep dives, and share this video with someone who could use a little wanderlust in their life. And tell us in the comments, which of these dreamy destinations would you visit first?